probably why I'm so calm in this moment, because I feel like I've been here before, like people are kind of making a big deal about this, but I swear I've done this a couple of times, flying from New Zealand to China, 12 hours the night before weighing, like getting out there, and when I did that it was for $1,000, so the times have changed, so I'm here, I'm all smiles.
When exactly did you hit the
in Vegas, about 7:30 last night. Yeah.
What was the process from there? I mean, is it immediately like go to a sauna or go to?
Yeah, well, we just had to take us to where we were staying, and then wait till we got our COVID results, and then once that got there, they brought us down to the PI, and I just hit pads with my coach Eugene, and just sat in the sauna for a bit. Made weight last night. Just chill at the hotel, wait, come here, kill some time talking to you fine folk.
It's amazing. So we obviously saw like everything that you were going through to get here, right? And like you're like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna happen, and then it happens. And then after we found out it was happening for you, we found out like Nasrat was going through the same thing. Was there any part of you that was like, holy hell, like I went through all this, like he's not even gonna get here?
When I came to his position, I was like, man, I was just smiling. I was like, this is comedy at this point. Like we've gone, we're like too far. But it was pretty funny to see him copy my playbook and post it up and get the social media thing behind him, because it's funny how it gets the ball rolling, because I'm 100% confident that it got the job done for me and got me my visa. So I don't know if it got him his visa, but it sure sped the process up.
It's amazing. So I think all of us have been like, dude, if you guys want to fight at like welterweight or middleweight or light heavyweight, whatever you want. I mean, was there any thought at all of like, hey man, we need to change the weight class on this or whatever?
Nah, not for me. Not for me. I made the agreement when I signed the fight to make the weight. It's just no question to it when it comes to me. You just show up on weight. That's. I agreed to come at this date. I agreed to be on this weight. I don't see why changing the travel time would change that.
Last thing for me, obviously you're about to weigh in. We don't want to make this too tough. I don't want to make a big political statement or anything like that. But will this change anything? Like, will you consider relocating for a little while, or obviously this has been a struggle. I'm sure you don't want to go through it again. So will this affect your career for the time being, as far as what you do moving forward?
Definitely. We've definitely had the discussion as a team now. Like, there's a lot of different people who've been talking about it or thinking about it. I definitely been thinking about it myself, making a move stateside. But now we've had the discussion as a team. So now we're kind of just planning the logistics of it, where we're going. Like, obviously it's going to be left up to our coaches and not like a decision we'll make. But yeah, looks like me and the family will be moving stateside with the team. It just has to happen, you know what I mean? Like this last one was just getting a bit crazy, even the fights before that, same thing, like lockdown during fight camp, and then the last fight staying after for 2 months. Like, it's just crazy. And then this one just took the cake. Like, I signed this fight Sunday, Tuesday New Zealand went into a lockdown, and we're locked down hard, man. Like, the embassy was shut. That's why I had so much trouble getting my visa. Then for the last 5 weeks, I've just been getting chased around by the cops, So it's just been like a real headache training. So for it to come down, us to get our visas and be here is, it's just a show of what a little bit of persistence can do.
Hey Dan, would you have got on board that flight even if you weren't sure Nasrat was going to be able to fight? Would you have just come here hoping they could find you a last minute guy?
Yeah. I was like pretty committed at that point. Like, there was no way I was turning back. There was the other kiddie, Terrence McKinney, had said he'd jump in and take the fight, so I knew there was like a backup thing. It's not like I actually cared about the weight. I was gonna land and fight. Like, that's all I had in my head.
I don't know if you saw, but Israel Adesanya said he will never fight in New Zealand again after the way they've treated you in this whole process. Is he one of those guys you guys are all planning to move over here with? And do you think that just shows, do you think he's right that MMA is not appreciated by New Zealand?
Yeah, he's definitely one of the guys that's part of the team that is in the discussions to make the move over here. Like, he's definitely like a core member of the team that needs to make the trip. He's just speaking from his heart, and he's just he's just sharing his frustrations about the situation. For me, I just feel like the MIQ thing in New Zealand needs to be solved in general. For, you know, he's kind of just speaking from his heart, which is like all credit to him. You need to speak from your heart sometimes. But he's like kind of just cannibalizing other sports teams. Like, oh, they're getting. I think it's bigger than that. I think the problem is like all people that make a living in New Zealand overseas being put in the same bubble as, you know, Kiwis that need to get home. There's Kiwis that have been stuck overseas for the last 2 years that have missed funerals of dying family members and stuff. Like, I don't feel like sports people should be in the same pool as that. I feel like they should take the priority in the MIQ, and then there should be a completely different system for like people that need to travel internationally to earn a living.
Thanks, man.
Dan, you said you're going to move over here. Is this going to be a permanent move for you and your family and your team?
Just until this thing blows over in New Zealand. Like at the moment, the way it stands, like right now, it's come to the point where it's impossible to come and go. They just changed the system to like a lottery system, and they had 27,000 people get in for like 3,000 spots. So it'd be pretty hard to call up Sean Shelby and be like, hey, fight, and then call him back and be like, yeah, I didn't win the lottery this time. You miss out on that lottery 4 times, and that's a year gone. Like, I'm not willing to wait a year. That's why I've been fighting through the pandemic. Yeah.
Were you surprised about the surveillance, your team being watched?
Yeah, I thought that was a bit dirty. That was a bit dirty. I actually found out because I was thinking, man, I can see him on my cameras. This bloke's been sitting out there since 6 in the morning. He's all the way behind the bushes down the lane, and I was thinking, man, what's this boy's problem with us? Now I actually found out one of the boys at the gym put his missus away. So that's why, you know, one of the boys at the gym, you know, got a bit dirty with his missus. So that's why now I understand why he had it out for the boys. Thanks, guys.